Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of That 80s Child, the Generation Y. And my name is Gabrielle. The moment you all have been waiting for, something that I have teased since season 1. My guest, my son Bryce.
Hello.
So this episode is not going to be nostalgic because my son obviously is, he's only 15. He's going to be 16 in August. So he won't really know anything that happened in the 80s unless I've told him or he's watched some YouTube video of everything 80s and 90s. And a lot of the stuff is coming back around, especially 90s stuff. It's crazy. This is a special episode. It will be classified as such. It won't be like episode number or whatever. It'll be special edition. So in this episode, we're actually going to be talking about the MCU or the
Marvel Cinematic
universe. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell you our top 5 and our bottom 5, which our favorites are, why it's our favorite, and then our favorite scene. Okay? Yep. All right, and I'll go first.
Yep.
So my number 1 is Doctor Strange. And how my list is set up is rewatchability. How many times can I go in and sit down and be like, am I going to enjoy this another time around? And I've probably watched Doctor Strange more than any other Marvel. Well, it's tied with Iron Man only because, and you'll know because of Bryce. So, but yes, Doctor Strange, I can continually go back, watch it, and enjoy it. The only thing I am a little upset about is I didn't actually get to see it in the movie theater. I don't know why and what happened because I think seeing like the mirror dimension in like 3D would have been really, really cool. I might have been sick. But yeah. So what would be my favorite scene? I think it had to have been when the Ancient One shows Doctor Strange how he is not seeing beyond his own like knowledge, and she tosses him into like, you know, like into seeing all the dimensions. And I think that scene alone, because it kind of reminds me, if anybody had seen Interstellar, there was a scene in that where he's going beyond the dimensions that, you know, we know, and he's seeing like the other side of like time, and it's just crazy. Like you sit there and you're like, my brain's melting. But I like that. I think that's like one of my favorite scenes out of that movie, and it's definitely something I can go back and watch again. Okay, your turn. Number 1.
My favorite is number 1, Iron Man. A childhood movie of mine, which I watch constantly, up there with Wall-E.
Yeah.
I do like mechanical things. This movie came out in 2008. I was 2. Probably didn't see it in the movie theater. If I did, I wouldn't remember.
No, we didn't take you to. You didn't actually go and see a movie until you were older.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe in bringing like kids that aren't gonna sit through a movie. It's pointless. Why waste the money?
Yeah. My favorite scene, well, basically every scene, nearly. Probably my top favorite is in between the Mark 1 cave scene and the final scene with Ironmonger.
Yeah.
Even though that is a trope, just having the villain be the same thing as the hero, but I just like the look of Ironmonger.
Yeah. And he was big.
Yeah.
And I did like the Mark 1. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And that's like it. Well, we were looking at getting you like the original Iron Man comic books. What was it, like $3,000 for the one?
The first appearance from Amazing Tales depends.
Yeah.
$10,000. It could be signed by Stan Lee himself, which, you know, that.
Mhm. Yeah. So.
And then there's the first appearance, the first solo comic, which costs around $200, I think.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit more doable.
Yeah.
But his first appearance is just.
Yeah. But that was in the Amazing Tales. I think that was the Amazing Tales.
I think so too. We don't have any of them, unfortunately.
No, you don't. Those are golden age.
Yeah, we have a few golden age, but not the good ones.
Ain't Superman number 1.
No.
That sold for like what 10 mil?
Like millions of dollars. Okay, so my number 2 is Iron Man.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was pretty much closely tied to Doctor Strange because of how many times I watched it because of Bryce.
Yeah.
I'd come home from work and if my mom was home, he'd be watching it with her in her room. Or we actually had a television that was a little. If, and I guess you would remember. Here's a little nostalgic for you: the little tube televisions that have the VHS and the DVD player all in one. And we had one for Bryce, and it was on like a little wheeled tray thing.
Yeah, I kind of remember that actually.
Yeah, and we would wheel it out into like the kitchen dining area because that's where he just would play. He'd play all over the house because we had a lot more room. So anyway, so he would play around in their area. So like wherever he was, that television would pretty much follow him playing Iron Man or like you said, Wally or Finding Nemo. So yeah, Iron Man. Okay, my favorite. I think it's not like a fighting scene or anything. I actually like the very end where he comes and he wants a burger, and then he goes up and he's like, I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and like I said before, Robert Downey Jr. is just pretty much the epitome of Tony Stark. Like they couldn't have picked a better person to play him.
Kind of like how Hugh Jackman is Wolverine and can't be like another person to play that.
Exactly. Or even I get because what's the name? Professor Xavier, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Patrick.
Older, obviously, because they also had what's his face play it. I can't remember his name. I can never remember his name.
I don't know. I haven't.
He's an Irish guy.
I haven't seen the newer ones.
So he definitely just embodies that whole character. I don't even think he had to do too much acting because I think that was like part of him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like my favorite. It might have been like the last and most simplest scene, but I think that's my favorite. Just being like standing up and he has his whole thing set up and he's like, I am Iron Man. And they're like, yeah. So you're number 2.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, obviously a very, 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 very hype movie that personally lived up to the expectations for me.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good.
Well,
movie.
obviously it came. Pretty much a lot of people have seen this one.
Yeah. So spoiler alert if you haven't watched it.
Which you probably have.
But you probably have.
I think it went over one of the Avengers.
Oh, like the box office?
Yeah, box office.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite scene will probably be like the final battle scene. Spoilers, all 3 Spider-Man, all the villains.
Yeah.
Just all of that.
Yeah.
That's probably my
3
favorite.
Spider-Man and each one of those Spider-Man brought their own villains.
Yeah. Well.
Most of them came from Tobey Maguire's, though, didn't they?
I can tell you the villains from which ones.
Go ahead.
Tobey Maguire's would be Sandman.
Okay.
Doc Ock and Green Goblin.
Yeah. And then
Venom came from the Venomverse from Sony.
Yeah. I love Venom. But we're not doing that. We're gonna do a separate. Bryce already agreed upon it, whether he wants to or not. We're gonna do another one where it's like the offshoots. They're not necessarily the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're
just be every.
It's just gonna
other
be
Marvel movies.
Yes, other
X-Men
or other comic book movies in general.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other ones. What was it?
Steel.
How about we can do Blade.
Well, that was actually good.
And then Spawn. I actually liked that movie.
Steel's DC.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm okay. Steel's DC.
Is Spawn DC?
No, that's its own separate comic, not Marvel DC.
It's its own thing.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But comic book movies in general.
Yeah.
So we could just do that.
Oh well. The original Superman movies.
The one with Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could watch Superman 4. Oh, Superman Returns from 2006, I think, that came out.
Oh yeah. And what about Man of Steel?
Oh, that's the new.
That's what Henry Cavill.
I haven't seen the DC movies except for The Batman, which we recently seen.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
then you got to go back. All right. So anyway, we're at Marvel. Yeah. Okay. So So you were saying who's Toby? We already got Tobey Maguire's villains.
Sidetrack.
Yeah. What's the other one? The other guy. What's that guy's name?
Andrew Garfield. That would be Electro, which is much, 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 much better than the Spider-Man 2. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Was that his only villain?
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 had Electro, an awful version of Green Goblin.
Okay, well they had to bring back Willem Dafoe
a bit Yeah, I barely remember that one. I watched it once.
All right, so he had Electro, and then who else?
The lizard.
The lizard guy.
Yeah, the lizard.
The lizard.
I don't know why they're still giving him a snout. It should be a snout. They did change up his effects with all three of them.
Yeah.
Especially Electro.
Yeah.
And have you seen Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I haven't seen The Amazing Spider-Man. I know any of them because I wasn't entirely sure about Andrew Garfield. But anyway,
the first one was all right. The second one had a decent soundtrack. Actually, I like my favorite song from that is "Electro Suit" by Hans.
Is it Hans?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmerman.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah, he's the composer.
Okay. And then what was Tom Holland's one? Was there one for
No.
It was just all everybody else's.
Yeah.
So his villains were their villains.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think I saw some rumors about a deleted scene with Mysterio. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Okay. That would have been interesting to have brought him, but he's supposed to have been dead.
Yeah. He is dead.
But wasn't Green Goblin dead too?
Well, in when they were transferred from when the whole thing went kablooey.
Yeah. Well, then they could have just easily brought Mysterio back then.
True.
Right? But that's just back in time, not a different timeline.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway. Okay, so I really like that, and I love Willem Dafoe as Goblin, so he's just great. He's just he's just scary in general.
Yeah. He actually did the majority of the stunts he could possibly do himself.
Yeah. You did tell me that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked when they did that interview with all of them.
Well, just the three.
Just the three of them. Yeah.
The people that did. I don't know the names of the guy that Sandman or the Lizard.
You know what? I knew that guy's name and I don't remember. Yeah, Sandman. I don't remember.
He was perfect for Sandman. He looked exactly like the guy.
Yeah, I know.
In the comics.
I know. There's him.
Thomas
Hayden.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Hayden. Oh yeah. Did he drop the church? No, it is Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, as Venom. I don't like him. Anyway.
It's not traditional Eddie Brock, actually.
No. Okay. All right. So this one Bryce doesn't agree with. However, I liked it. Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Mine's at 13.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. He hadn't seen it. It's like one of the ones he had we didn't see.
I haven't seen. I saw Captain America: The First Avenger way back, and never bothered to see it again until somewhat recently
when we were going through it all.
Yeah, that was a few months ago.
So anyway, I really like this, and I think the main reason is because from seeing that, and you had Bucky Barnes coming back, and when I first saw it, it probably was a lot more power behind it, I guess. But I still like it. I think it has really, really great fight scenes. I like the fact that they reconnected.
No, the fight scenes are good.
Yeah.
Just
all right, fine. I think I overhyped it for him, to be honest with you, because people.
I feel like everybody talked about how it was a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I mean, it's better than the first Avenger.
All right, so my favorite scene from that, I think, was when he first got his mask off, and Steve Rogers or Captain America realized who it was, and he's just like, who? And
I was never a Captain America fan. To be honest.
You know what? I'm not really that big on Captain America, but I really did like this. That's why I really didn't I didn't like Civil War that much. That's why I didn't like Civil War that much.
Civil War. I mean, I may not have that high, but it's a good movie.
Mm. Well, anyway, okay. So Captain America: Winter Soldier, I really liked it.
It's infinitely better than Winter Soldier: Civil War.
Get out of here. Get out.
I saw it in my top 5.
Get out of here. Okay,
all right. My top 10.
All right, so you're number 3.
My number 3, Avengers: Infinity War.
Long movie.
Well, it's only
149.
It's a minute shorter. I mean, a minute longer than No Way Home.
No Way Home. All right, maybe because I didn't like it that much. Because I liked No Way Home, and I'm not that big on Infinity War. I've only seen it once. And that's why I can't remember half the stuff that happened in it.
There's a lot of stuff happening.
I know.
It's a good movie. It's hard to sum up in a few words. I'm just going to go to my favorite scene.
Okay.
There's a few. I think my favorite scene would be one of the ending scenes when Thanos just he has the 5 Infinity Stones
Yes.
and going to get Vision, the Mind Stone, and just pushing all the Avengers and all the heroes away.
Wasn't Thor very, very close to getting him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have gone for the head. As Thanos said.
Yeah.
Should have gone for the head.
How many times have you seen this movie?
Few. I rewatched it 5 times.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Or
I
no,
guess.
Well, 7. I just skipped to the scenes. I just skipped to the battle.
The good scenes.
Yeah, I don't care for the filler. I just skip to the battle scenes.
All right, fair enough. I have to say that too. The only things I think I didn't like so much about, and maybe we can go into this as in like our low or no, well, my bottom 5 are probably going to be different than yours, obviously, but okay, so I'm not a huge fan of Wanda. Okay, I liked WandaVision. Yeah. That's not in my top 5. Neither is it on yours, right?
It's
like mid-range.
It was really good in the beginning, then it sucked.
Yeah. All right. However, I really wasn't a fan of her in the movies. I don't know if maybe they just didn't develop.
She was better in everything else after Ultron.
Yeah, maybe they didn't develop. Maybe it was the writers. Perhaps they didn't develop.
Age of Ultron wasn't that good.
I liked Age. The only reason why I like James Spader as Ultron. Yeah, I wasn't like a huge fan. I wasn't a Wanda fan. But perhaps I liked it. WandaVision, maybe in the multiverse thingy, Multiverse of Madness. Maybe it'll show grow.
I just like Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen, yeah. Well, she was.
At least she's outside.
She's outside. You're better outside, away.
There's the original 2, the Olsen twins. You know.
I don't like them.
The ones from the sitcoms.
I wasn't.
Which is kind of funny since WandaVision is a sitcom.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's your 3rd. Okay, so my turn, right?
Yeah, 4th.
Okay. 4th is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mine's at 7.
Okay, 7?
Yeah. I like Avengers better. Okay. The first Avengers.
Okay.
Iron Man's in.
Guardians of the Galaxy is my number 4, and the reason being is because it was the first. It was the actual first Marvel movie that made it more like a comic book, like tongue-in-cheek, like funny type of movie. Now, granted, they did change other ones to kind of follow suit.
For a good example, Thor Ragnarok.
I still like that. I know some people don't like it.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's at 11.
Mine's at 8. 11. Mine's at 11 too. Look at that. All right. So anyway, I really liked that fact that it was the first movie that took that into account, as it's a comic book. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be outrageous.
Also, that's how I found out about Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah, Bryce. Yeah, ELO. My mom had the album, so of course we had to put it on the record player. And Bryce has it on. Is it on your playlist now? Yeah. I think everybody that they chose were well done. You know, even regardless of how people think of Chris Pratt right now, because there's like some stuff being said about
playing Mario and Garfield.
I don't agree with any of those, but anyway, I think they chose everybody. Obviously, everybody loved Baby Groot afterwards. That was like a huge thing.
Voiced by Vin Diesel.
One word. Oh no, not 1 word. 3 words. I am Groot.
A sentence.
A sentence.
Barely.
Yeah, a statement.
A statement.
Said in different ways.
Hey, well, we did change it at the end of the movie.
Yeah, we are Groot.
Yeah.
So I really liked that. So let me see. What would be my favorite scene out of that movie? I'm trying to think. Oh, I think my favorite scene would be the scene where Star-Lord goes back because he had to get his Walkman, and when he came back, the Walkman.
You should know these things.
Yeah. So when he went back, and he came back, and Drax was like, "What did you get that you had to, that was like so valuable?" And he's like, "You're an idiot." Yeah. Like, I think Drax was my favorite part of that whole movie, to be honest.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 wasn't that good as a movie, but Drax.
I think they said he's done after the 3rd one. Or I think they all are, right?
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the last Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll kind of cross over with maybe individual characters.
Maybe that. Oh, that's how they did with Iron Man.
Yeah.
The last one was Iron Man 3.
Yeah, true.
He was a pretty big part in Infinity War.
Yeah. He's on the main postery thingy. Okay, so yours number 4.
Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Oh, basically, I'm just gonna say my favorite scene. My favorite scene is the scene with the Dormammu.
Dormammu. Oh yeah, Dormammu.
I've come to bargain.
Have come to bargain.
That's my favorite scene.
What is this magic? Yeah, I liked. I like
It's one of the few movies I can actually watch some of the fillers since it's a bit more interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know what? It would be really cool. I would really like to know more about his cape.
The Coco. Yeah, they very downplayed the cape and every other.
They said it's a fickle thing, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, why?
They play it up a lot in Doctor Strange, and it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
In the other movies.
It's like they picked him, and they're like, okay, cool. What is it? Tell me all the things, because he told us about the damn boots that he had, and I'm like, I don't care. What about the cape?
Oh, don't forget about that staff.
Yeah, right. And that guy's a bad guy in the next one, isn't he?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Okay. So why'd you put it at number 4?
I mean, I like Doctor Strange, but I just prefer like I like action.
Yeah.
Mainly. So that's why.
Well, Doctor Strange was technically an origin story anyway.
Yeah.
Most origin
but
stories.
Also, I really like Thanos Infinity War.
Yeah, I get it.
That's probably one of the things that makes Infinity War better.
Okay. All right. So that's number 4. All right, no, if you wanted to say more, that's okay.
Thanos just felt like a person, not just something that's like just gonna take over the world. He had like motive.
Yeah, there was a reason behind it. Yeah. Whether it was a messed up reason, man, you know, who's.
I mean, technically, he's not entirely wrong about resource management.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Management.
Whatever. Who cares?
All right. Okay. So my number 5. And I know, all right, originally my number 5 was Venom, but my list is the multiverse, because Venom was supposed to, well, I don't know now.
Well, Venom was in No Way Home for 3 seconds, but the symbiote is still there.
Yeah, part of it, yeah. I was really hoping that they were going to bring him all the way through, and I'm like, yes!
I mean, he was on an island.
I know. That was hilarious when he did pop, all right, whatever. Okay. Anyway, that'll be in another thing. So, okay, so I have to skip over that. So, the next movie I have in my list is Thor. Now, Bryce was like, why?
It's boring.
It is.
Loki is good, don't get me wrong.
I know, but here's the thing. Okay, Thor.
All the Thors except for Ragnarok is good. I mean, the opposite.
All the Thors are boring except for Ragnarok. Yeah, okay.
Why? Dark World sucks.
Oh, I agree.
Thor, boring. Ragnarok, a bit like Guardians, I will agree, but it's fun.
Yeah. So, all right. So, this is the reason why I like Thor. And let me just say something beforehand. It's all...
But I do like the mythology.
Yes. All origin stories are kind of slow.
Yes.
Because it has to tell you a story. And I know that for you, you're like, I want the action. And, of course, like, there's not going to be a whole lot of it because you got
There was action in Thor.
There was. Like, the big...
But they have the good songs in Ragnarok.
True. But all right, so it was a more serious take on it.
Yeah.
Most of the I think most of the Marvel movies thereafter had been a little bit less serious. I think after the hype of Guardians, and they're like they want it to be like Thor. I liked because it was like you said, like the mythology, kind of fearing the behind the scenes. I don't necessarily like Natalie Portman as the love interest personally.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be the almighty Thor.
Yeah.
Since because Thor, his name is Thor.
Yeah.
And whatever her name was in the movie.
Jane. Yeah.
No, that's Spider-Man. Mary Jane.
That's MJ.
Yeah, MJ.
Which her name is not Mary Jane in the new one. So I didn't necessarily like Natalie Portman. I think it's just kind of like I really didn't like Gwyneth Paltrow so much as Pepper Potts.
I mean, the same year as Iron Man, she made Goop.
and hence my reason why there's a disdain for that lady. Anyhow,
I don't mind her in the movie. She's barely there.
She's okay, but
she's now that what is it? Rescuer is her
the rescuer. Or just rescuer,
armor,
yeah.
Like Iron Man.
Whatever. All right, so Thor, I liked it. I think. First of all, let me just say, I really do think that going beyond the fact that I really love Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
He's an excellent actor, just period. And that kind of shows you a little bit more of his acting chops rather than it just being a funny thing. So I really liked it, and it is a little bit more of a serious movie, but I really like it, and it made me. It was like yes, especially when he was getting like the thunder and the lightning. It's great. What was that big? What was that machine that?
The Destroyer.
The Destroyer.
Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Uru.
Yeah. So I think personally, even though he was supposed to be bad, that was my favorite. That was my favorite scene out of it. Just it destroying things. Go.
The Destroyer.
Yeah.
I think it's Uru.
I don't know.
I think that's
you know more than me.
I think that's the comic said.
Yeah. But it was like one of his treasures, right?
It was the Guardian.
Oh, the Guardian.
Of the treasures.
Of the treasures. All right, so you're number 5.
Avengers Endgame. Oh, too long of a movie in my opinion. The start is very slow. I did like the time heist portion. Very good parts in that. And they did downplay Thanos a bit in that movie.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite scene was also the final battle, like that beginning when everybody comes in.
Yes.
That was my favorite scene.
Yeah. My least favorite scene
in
that was the one where like, don't worry, she's got backup. Just stop it. I'm not a feminist. I totally empower everybody, not just women.
The only person I didn't like was Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I don't like Captain Marvel. Brie Larson. So you like the Warriors for Wakanda?
Yeah, Wakanda.
Okay.
Wakanda.
Okay. So you like them? Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. I think they're awesome. So I'm all for like women empowerment and stuff like that, but that scene was just so in your face and like corny. Like, all right,
cringy.
Yeah, well, cringy is the word now. Corny is the word from before.
That word has gone away a bit, but I can't find a substitute right now.
Okay. All right, so that's your 5th one. Fine. All right, so we're gonna do an honorable mention. I'll do one and you do one.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi would be my honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
And I do really like that movie because, not because it needed to, we needed to accent more of the Asian community, which I totally agree with, but I just think that it was well done by everyone.
Yeah.
And also like there was enough joking bits of it that you wanted to laugh at, and there was enough like, pulling at your heartstrings too about the whole family thing, and especially the mom, because she was there just trying to save her family.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to watch that again. I really liked that.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
Since you already did Shang-Chi, I'll do a different one.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Civil War.
Okay.
It had stakes.
I didn't really like. All right, I know this is probably not a popular opinion. I didn't necessarily like Civil War so much because personally, I understand that like when you have a group like that, you are not always going to get along, and you're all going to have like a different idea and a different way of going.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to. I don't know. Like, it's a comic book. I don't want you guys fighting. Stop fighting.
Well, that was in 2016, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they stopped fighting now. Now half of them are dead.
Yeah, half the Avengers are dead. Yeah.
Okay, so that's your honorable mention. Okay, so now our bottom 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so bottom 5.
You want to start with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Thor: The Dark World.
Well, yeah, I agree. Why? Why do you? It was just boring.
It was just boring. I didn't feel engaged in it at all. If I had to go, my favorite scene is when Mjolnir was flying around space. Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. No, what's her face called? She's like Mew Mew or something like that.
It is, but no. That's what she said, but still no.
No.
Yeah, but that's the only time I actually laughed, and that was how boring the movie was. When Mjolnir would just go, whoom.
Yeah. I don't even think I have a favorite part of that movie.
Other than that, it was quite forgettable.
Yeah, it is, definitely. All right, so my bottom is Captain Marvel. All right, so
that's what That's my fifth worst one.
Oh, well, we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cover the bases now, and then you can add in your 2 cents when you get to that one.
No, I think my fourth. Yeah. I have Incredible Hulk here.
Okay, but you haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so all right. Anyhow, so they I know a lot. My two friends have told me to give it a rewatch. They've told me to give it a rewatch. It's better on a second turnaround. However,
I find it to be fine.
I just think what it is for me.
I just don't like, what's her name, Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Yeah. I think that's what it is for me. I just don't necessarily like her. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a feminist, but I'm not like for chauvinistic people either. And I'm saying like everybody should have, I'm not going to get political here, but I'm kind of getting political. I think everybody should be equal, period. I don't care what your color, creed, or gender is. I think everybody should just be equal. Period. Feminists look down on males. They think that they are second-class citizens. The real, like, left-wing feminists, like, hard, like, what would it be the right way? I don't even know. The hardcore feminists literally believe that males are just the worst.
I'm pretty sure it's left.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyhow, so it's just like, I don't agree with that because everybody has a purpose. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, even though I am a woman and I do believe in our rights and I do, think everybody has that and needs it, I don't think it needs to be to this nth degree where you're like, you're stupid and I don't like you because you're one way. And that's kind of like, in a sense, it's kind of like sexism. It's not kind of, it is. They don't like them because they are a man, period. That's it. It doesn't even, you could be the nicest man in the world and it doesn't matter. So what I'm saying here is that Brie Larson is very much a feminist, and she made it a point to showcase that in her acting, how she is, what she does, blah, blah, blah.
Fun fact, they cut out majority of her scenes in Endgame.
Because of that?
No, she was just horrible to work with that year.
Okay. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, you could be a feminist, but don't be horrible to people who don't need to be horrible too. Like, those people, I don't know these people in person. I don't know. Chris Hemsworth could be horrible. I don't know, but I don't think he is.
He's not.
He's not. I think all of them are pretty nice people, and it's just like, calm down, like, relax, take a chill. You can be you. You can, like, women power, awesomeness, but don't get to the point where it's bleeding into what I'm seeing off screen, and that's what it felt like to me. That, like, just like that stupid scene in Endgame where it's just like, she's got backup, and I'm like, all right, you're making me sick.
Calm down now.
Anyway, okay, that's why I don't like this movie, and I don't have a favorite freaking scene out of it. All right, go.
I haven't rewatched the movie. I've seen it once, movie theater, never again.
That's exactly, and that's why my friends are like, watch it again. I'm like, I don't know if I want to or not. Maybe I will, just to try it. Okay, go. So your second worst is
Black Widow.
Okay, why?
Boring, really boring. Boring.
Just boring.
Taskmaster.
Oh my god. I didn't know the depth of what Taskmaster was until I looked it up. You told me about it.
Yeah.
And oh my god, they completely screwed over that character. And again,
Fun fact, the guy under the suit was a man, and they just CG'd the girls over the guy.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so. Maybe? I don't know.
Don't quote him on that.
Don't quote.
So, yeah, they messed up that character. That character was such a bigger character in the comic books, and they messed it up completely. I'm not saying I don't like Black Widow. No. I like Black Widow.
I like Black Widow. The movie just was bad.
Yeah. It was.
I like Black Widow. The movie was horrible.
Yes, Black Widow is awesome. I love Scarlett Johansson. She's awesome. And yeah, Disney did screw her over with placing it online, so she wasn't getting her contractual agreement. Yeah. But the movie itself, don't blame it on that because it was not.
It was actually just bad.
It wasn't that great. Yeah. No. We went and saw it in the movie theater. We gave our money over, yeah. But it wasn't that great. All right, so that was your
first movie to see after the pandemic.
Was that the first movie that we saw? Probably.
Was it Suicide Squad?
It might have been.
I think it was.
No. Was it Suicide Squad? Because that was only
the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember what was right after the They were pretty close together. We saw like a movie almost every weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second is Thor: The Dark World, which Bryce already had mentioned, and for the reasons why he said. I can't even tell you what would be my favorite.
I barely remember the movie. I haven't seen that long ago.
I remember it, but it's not anything like. I like the fact that Loki faked his death again, but yeah,
Loki.
It's Loki. I don't know. I don't really know about it.
What can you say about it?
What can I say about it? There's not really anything I can say about. Wait a second. Was that the one? No, that was Ragnarok. Okay. Well, I have a favorite scene in Ragnarok, but that's not this one. Okay.
My favorite scene, which is kind of Mjolnir flying around.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. I can't really say anything.
Okay, my third favorite would be Iron Man 3. I do like Iron Man, but the movie was kind of...
that's my third one too, so we can talk about it together. Because I have to take out. I have the Hulk or Hulk.
Have you seen that?
I did, but I don't remember it.
Okay.
And then I have Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 2.
Amazing. Spider-Man 2 is the one with Doc Ock.
Okay, Spider-Man 3.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
And then the Amazing Spider-Man 2. But they're not part of this, so whatever.
Spider-Man 2 is the best sequel.
Okay,
I like Spider-Man 2 over the first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
Well, alright, so the Amazing Spider-Man, that's what this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
TM.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, alright. So Iron Man 3 are both of our thirds.
Okay. Iron Man 3.
Yeah, okay.
My favorite scene was just the final battle scene with all the suits.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Well, not the movie's kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
And the Mandarin was nothing like the Mandarin. Even the Mandarin in Legend of Ten Rings wasn't the Mandarin from the comics.
Right.
But it was considerably closer than whatever.
Oh, Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah, Shang-Chi. Legend of Ten Rings.
Okay, sorry.
But Iron Man 3 had combined with the Mandarin storyline environment, which is an alien guy with 10 magical rings, and combined with the AIM storyline, which AIM is I forget the actual, it's abbreviation of something.
Okay.
But it's kind of a science thing.
Yeah.
I don't exactly remember it, but it was the enemy of Spider-Man, Avengers, pretty much everybody. AIM.
Yeah.
Spider-Man went up against everybody. AIM.
Yeah. Yeah, I only watched it with you recently.
Yeah.
And I've seen parts of it because we have all the Iron Man movies, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured.
On DVD.
Because of you.
Well, DVD, Blu-ray.
Yeah. I think my favorite scene on that is the same as what yours. All the different suits.
There's really not much else competition.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the exploding scene.
Nah, the suit, just because you got to see all of them.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, he's wearing the Mark 25. You're like, what the hell happened to the rest of the 24? Like, I didn't get to see any of them, so they got.
No, that is the Mark 42.
Well, I'm just saying it just as an example. Like, you don't get to see all of them, and then in that scene you got to see a whole lot more of the different ones that he had.
Yeah.
That you didn't get to see. But anyway, Iron Man 3 definitely wasn't. It wasn't the best. They could have done better.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I guess it's my turn again, since you.
Yeah, because we both had 3. So go ahead, number 4.
Okay, my fourth. Wait. Yeah, be Ant-Man the Wasp. I don't even remember a thing about this movie. So my favorite scene, don't know. The worst scene, I don't know. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
I actually watched it fairly recently too.
So it's just forgettable.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Ant-Man was also pretty forgettable, but
I liked Ant-Man.
Yeah, but it was actually pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
But it was also a bit forgettable. But
yeah. So all right. So then my number 4 is 1, 2, 3. Black Widow. For the same reason, I just all right. So it kind of goes off the same thing as what we said before. Like, so Taskmaster, he was a she, first off.
Yeah.
And I think that they're trying to put too much stock into making all of these.
One sentence in the entire movie, I think.
and Taskmaster is known for his monologues.
Yeah.
So it's just like, come on, you really you ruined that
and
character.
Here's the thing: Taskmaster in the comics was an ex-Shield agent with Black Widow.
Then why couldn't
Hawkeye.
Why couldn't they do that? Like, I don't understand.
Make it like an evil type Hawkeye.
Yeah, fine.
Who can copy other people's moves.
Exactly. So I don't know. I really do I love Black Widow. I think even she in the movie was great. I just didn't like the.
Oh yeah, the Red Guardian was in there.
Yes, yeah. I will say he's funny. I like him.
In a boring movie.
Yes. Out of anything else, like, I did like her sister.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it was the writing. Maybe it was what they chose to go
maybe
with.
Because the surrounding movie just made it incredibly better.
Maybe, I don't know. But they themselves keeping going. She was there.
That's about it.
No, I think that, like, Scarlett Johansson, the person who played her sister, and the guy who played, what was it, the
Red Guardian.
The Red Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You're like, I don't know.
I was looking at this.
Okay, so I think that he was awesome, but the story itself I don't know. It wasn't great for me. That's it. Okay. So that was number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so number 5 for you, and then
Captain Marvel. We already went through that.
Okay, yeah. I already went very much.
Want to do just another one?
Well, here I can do one. Because I had Hawkeye, but I hadn't watched it. I actually like it better than
I can give you something about Hawkeye.
What? It's
all right. They hyped up. To understand Hawkeye, you have to watch the Daredevil series on Netflix, which I'm pretty sure is coming over to Disney Plus.
Really?
Which is a R-rated, a lot of blood.
Are they even gonna put it on Disney then? I don't think they do R ratings.
Just censored.
It's so stupid.
I'm not sure. We'll see. But to understand the significance of Hawkeye, you have to watch Daredevil, which is pretty good. The only actual good show Netflix made.
Yeah.
Also, Matt Murdock, the guy who played him, was Charlie Cox.
Okay.
Okay, Charlie Cox. Yeah, he's the guy who played Daredevil. Yeah.
Or the good show. Daredevil was definitely a good show off of Netflix.
The movie from 2003 starring Batman was not.
No. And Elektra, that was a crappy movie.
It's not even the same. I don't think it was the same actor who played Elektra in the Daredevil movie.
I think it was. Yeah, Jennifer Garner.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because I've seen both of them.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, how unfortunate.
All right, so because we already had Ant-Man and the Wasp, I'm going to give Avengers Age of Ultron is going to be my number 5. Yeah. I liked James Spader because, he did an excellent job as playing Age of Ultron,
it's just Ultron.
He played the whole movie.
He is.
He is the whole movie. Which technically, yeah, I think he did a good job with voicing Ultron.
Ultron in the comics is a force to be reckoned with.
He could have been. He was aiming up to that, and they were trying to stop him. That's what what's his face was. Vision turned into.
Yeah. Remember What If?
What was Jarvis?
Yeah. Remember What If?
Oh my god. No. What If? Okay. We need to go into What If at a later date, but What If needed to. Yeah, because in What If he was the Watcher couldn't even get away from him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was definitely a force.
Yeah.
That you had to be really concerned about, but in the movie they didn't make it out to be that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it wasn't that great of a movie.
Yeah, the Infinity Stones over Vision's body at that time.
No. So what would be your number 5?
Since we already talked about Thor and why I don't like it, it'll be Eternals.
Yeah, Eternals was. It wasn't like the worst movie.
No, it was there.
It was there. It's a placeholder.
Yeah. I mean, half of them died. The coolest part was basically seeing the Celestials.
Yes, that was cool, and I like the fact that they showed you the Black Knight.
Yeah,
Kit Harington.
And also, you got to hear the new Blade's voice.
I still wish they would use Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. I
I
don't
really
know what
liked him.
he's doing.
I don't know either. I know, like he had tax evasion for a little while. Yeah, I agree. The Eternals was okay.
Yeah.
But they, I don't know. It was something missing. There was that spark of like I think they should have used other people that you didn't really know. Like Angelina Jolie didn't need to be in there.
They're all celebrities.
Yeah, they could have just used unknown people. Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston were not anybody knew of when they were cast as Thor and Loki. And look what happened. So how about you just choose people who, and then what's it? Chris Evans was freaking the Human Torch from Fantastic Four.
True. You know why they did that? To boost the sales of Eternals, because Eternals in the comics was never popular.
Yeah, but I think when you overrun a movie with people, it makes it worse.
Still,
it's just like those like the Valentine's Day movies that come out and like the holiday movies where it's like with 20 different people and you're like there's so much going on and there's so many different. The only movie that I think worked, Love Actually, that was a good movie.
Sure.
And that had a lot of people in it, but yeah, some of the other ones were just like and you know, celebrities that you know. I don't know any new ones anymore. I'm so old. Okay, so then that's our top 5 and our bottom 5 and our honorable. Oh, do you want to do an honorable mention?
I guess.
You can do an honorable mention of why it's crap.
What, Eternals?
No. What that was your number 5. You had to do an honorable mention of crap movie.
Hawkeye.
You really think that was bad?
You understand from my okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Starting Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
To understand it from my perspective, you have to watch Daredevil, all 3 seasons. You have to watch Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, especially not Iron Fist, and Defenders.
You don't have to, or you do?
You don't.
Okay.
I just said don't.
Okay, I didn't hear. I'm like, wait, what? I have to watch all of them? Forget it.
Yeah. But to understand Hawkeye, and you have to watch Daredevil. They made out Kingpin to be this big bad, and he just kind of was. Imagine the end of WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's kind of pooped out, and it's just like what?
That's what happened. But I think I know what they're going with, because one of the characters blinded Kingpin and shot Kingpin in this show, so I think that's what they're going with.
Okay.
But how they present it,
it's kind of not.
But
great.
Here's the thing: how they present it, the camera goes up before the shot happens.
Uh-huh.
And you hear the shot, and you go, Kingpin falling.
All right, so my honorable mention is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
My favorite episode from that was episode 4.
Oh, when he pretty much decapitates somebody with the shield.
I like, what's it, John?
What was his name?
Something basic.
Yeah.
John
Walker.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's basic.
Yeah, John Walker.
You have to be basic to be Captain
He
America.
was...
Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
John Walker.
So Bucky Barnes just couldn't do it because he had too much of a different name.
Well,
he's supposed to have.
Well, in the comics.
In the comics, he's one of the ones that holds it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm all for with Sam.
Yeah, I
love him. I love the Falcon. I love both of the characters. Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I love him. And what's his name? Wyatt Russell as John Walker. I didn't like her, but whatever.
She kind of. Zemo.
Oh, Zemo. I like him. He's an excellent bad guy. Anyway.
We're talking about good things about this.
Yes, I know. All right, seriously, it's not a bad show. That's why it's an honorable mention as into my lower.
Unlike WandaVision and unlike WandaVision, it's kind of like up and down.
Yes.
Well, WandaVision was kind of up and down a bit and up and crash and burn.
So here's my things about it.
With Agnes.
Yeah, right. So
She's getting her own show.
I know. I'm looking forward to that. But for the Winter Soldier, so Bucky Barnes, I understand that you've been through a lot, but my gosh, he's just such a crybaby and such a is like, oh, my life's so horrible. And it's like, oh my, can we just get on with I get it. We know that you suffered, and we've noticed that, and I thought that's why you went to Wakanda, and you were the white wolf out there like chilling, and that was your calm down time. Now you're just being a baby. So I think that part of it, of him being just a whiny, person. And the other thing is that I'm gonna say really quick, and I don't mean anything bad about it, but the fact that they made it a big stink that the Falcon being
that whole
a man of color,
the whole
like.
yeah,
Not once did I think of that.
Yeah,
I was like, cool, he's gonna be Captain America. This is awesome. I love him. And I think he was a perfect fit for it.
And it makes even less sense if you take the picture of the entire MCU world as existence.
Yes, and it's just like I had
We've got mythological people can wield hammers.
Yes, so it's just like, listen, I had not even one inkling in my head of anything to do with what color his skin was. Until they mentioned it. And I'm like, why did you have to do that? Like, he's awesome he's the Falcon, his name is Sam, and he is now Captain America. Yay for us. Woohoo. Nobody else cared. We don't care. I don't care. And if anybody does care, they're stupid. So it's just like, I don't feel as though they needed to push that part of it. But I understand with the way the world is right now and everything being the way it is, perhaps they felt the need to do that. But again, it was the last thing on my mind. I just saw him as the Falcon. I didn't see him as anything else. And now he's Captain America. And
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Captain Falcon.
No, not Captain Falcon.
No, I really wish you just did. I was hoping for a reference in that, and there wasn't. I was slightly disappointed in that.
But honestly,
that's why I got rid of.
Yeah, but honestly, like it would
have been 4 stars if that was in there.
Yeah. However, so good show. Could have done better. Didn't like the fact that they had to shove it in your face about something that I wasn't even thinking about. And Bucky Barnes was a whiny bitch. So yeah. So that's that. So that's our special edition episode. We're gonna do another one at a later date, not anytime too soon, because it took me a little bit to get him to come out here. And we're already over an hour of record, but that's from farting around with these dogs.
True.
So yeah. So see, it wasn't so bad because you're just talking into a microphone. You're just talking to me, and I'm gonna edit it, so you don't have to worry. And it's gonna be cool. And I think that was really cool. And then what we could do, so we can do something else, whether we want to comic books.
To do general comic book movies, we don't have to watch some of the worst movies.
That's fine. I'm for it.
So we have to watch Steel.
We have to see if we can find them, though. That's the other thing. All right, cool. So thank you so much, Bryce, for chatting with me. And then I should have this up tomorrow because I have to edit this. This is an hour long of editing.
Yeah. So considerably more cuts in this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate big as Mark Blyson.
Okay. Goodbye.
All right. Bye. I love you. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of That 80s Child, the Generation Y, and this was a special edition. This isn't any type of episode number. It was just a special edition with my son. So at least then you can get some other people talking on here rather than just hearing me. And I would like to try and do that with more if I can get, like, I was thinking about my mom, if she can stay on topic for any length of time. We'll see. And then I'll get Bryce back on here. And then if anybody out there wants to, like, join me, I'm all for it. You just give me, if you're a part of the 80s children, 80s and 90s, and want to discuss, hey, I'm all for it. We can record online, or if you know where I live, we can meet up at my house, because that's where I have it set up. and otherwise, I know we can do it. We can do it online, I think. All right, so thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed. And check out my blog on GabrielleCataldi.com. You can get this podcast on Spotify, Podbean, Google, anywhere you get your podcasts, and also, obviously, on my website. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I appreciate all of you who listen. And tune in for the next one. Thank you so much. Bye.